Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem Shai Bashem Kwakudah Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. Let me get right into it. I'm going to title this video, These shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate. These shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate. Now I'm going to read the precept. Then I'm going to go to this video. Starting from the 17th verse. This is one step closer to the fulfillment of Revelation 17 and verse 16, which I just read part of. By the way, the whole verses. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast. The 10 horns represent the EU nations, which now there are about 30. There's other nations in Europe that want to join the EU and NATO alliance. It says, these shall hate the whore. The whore represents Babylon the Great, the U.S., and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire, the fire of the missiles. Any of these NATO nations or EU nations that possess missiles will shoot their missiles, along with Russia, China, and any other nation that possess these ICBM missile systems. Anyway, 17th verse. For the Most High put it in their hearts or minds to fulfill His will. Matter of fact, let me start at the 12th verse. Let me see what the 11th verse says. You know what, let me start at the 11th verse. Revelation 17:11. And the beast that was and is not, which is the Roman Empire, even he is the 8th and is of the 7, not the 7th, but the 7, and goeth into perdition. Perdition means destruction. The 8th beast, the 8th represents the U.S., the rebirth of the or the renaissance of the Roman Empire. Revelation 13, the first couple of verses, first 2-3 verses. And the 10 horns, which represent the EU, which is a part of the NATO system. If you're a NATO nation, that doesn't necessarily mean you're part of the 10 horns, and if you're 10 horns, that doesn't necessarily mean you're part of the NATO system. I'll give you an example. Great Britain, a couple years back, what was this, 2018, 2019? They had a term going around, and the term was Brexit, which is an abbreviation of British exit. What were they exiting? They were exiting the EU, the European Union, and that's a fulfillment of Daniel chapter 2, around about the 40th verse on down. Speaks about part iron and part miry clay. So they broke off from the EU alliance, and but they continued with NATO, which have received no kingdom as yet, but received power as kings 1 hour with the beast. 1 hour represents 42 years. A little bit less than 42 years. An hour with the Most High is 42 years. Compared to 24 hours is 1,000 years, which is a day to the Most High. So that's how you do the math, quick math. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. The beast is NATO. Victory of the Lamb, our Lord Yahweh Shai. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. Revelation 12. For he is, the word here is kyrios, or Lord, superior of superiors. and kings of kings. So let's look that up. Bet you the word is kyrios. He is Lord, kyrios. You have Kyrios, Kyrios Irving. You know the backstory on him. He said that he looked up his name and found out it was the same name as the Lord. No, the word Kyrios just means a superior, like a landlord of Kyrios. When you look it up, let's click on it. G2962. He to whom a person of or thing belongs, about which has power of deciding, master, lord, the possessor and dispossessor of a thing. Landlords they possess a house, but they can dispossess you by eviction. You call them the landlord. The owner, right? The owner of a house is called a landlord. Okay, they got that from Europe, feudal Rome. One who has control of the person, a person of a higher rank, the master in the state, the sovereign or king, prince, chief, captain, chief, head, the Roman emperor is a title of honor expressive of respect and reverence with which servants greet their master, their superior. This title is given to God, the Messiah. So Lord of Lord means Sir of Sir, Superior of Superiors. Lord of Lords. King of Kings. The word king here in the Greek is Basileus. This is where you get the word basilica. Basilica is really like saying the kingdom. You have these churches, the Eastern Orthodox Church. They don't call them churches, they call them basilicas. You have a term, the term is liturgy. When you look up liturgy in a religious sense, it's talking about when you have your ceremonies, it's mimicking what goes on in heaven. So a basilica is like heaven on earth. You know, you can't think bad thoughts, you got to dress a certain way. Which goes back to Israel. Honor the Sabbath and keep it holy, meaning you keep yourself holy for the Sabbath. You guys out there saying you can have sex on the Sabbath, the Most High is not dealing with them, point blank, period. So the word here is Basileus. That's where, like I said, you get the word basilica, which just means king. King or kingdom. Let's come back over here. Important to go into the root words. Where am I? It's 14th verse. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is superior of superiors, and Basileus, or king over kings. And they that are with him are called and chosen and favored. That's the elect. They that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. That's the U.S. America is known as the great melting pot. And the 10 horns which thou sawest, which then now about 30, sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall burn her flesh, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. Take whatever aid they can get. That goes hand in hand with Obadiah 1, I believe it's the 7th verse. Laid a wound under thee. They use in America. Just come to find out that watching Redacted and the head of Prime Minister President Zelensky of Ukraine, that money that he's taking, he's buying all kind of stuff. He purchased 2 yachts. Both yachts are worth almost $80 million, but he's using other names. So if you go to Redacted, they had put it up, I don't know, maybe last night, maybe a couple of hours ago. There's another report that his wife went out, got all this money. When he got all this money from the U.S., from taxpayers, she had went out on a shopping spree in France and spent I don't know how many millions. So he doesn't. He's just sacrificing his men, you know. He ain't for his people. He's a puppet of the U.S. 17th verse. For the Most High have put it in their hearts to fulfill His will, and to agree and to give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High should be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city. A city is as big as its citizens. You are U.S. citizens, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. There's almost 900. There might as well be 900 U.S. military bases, 850 plus around the world. Anytime you have one sovereign nation has a military in another sovereign nation, that's called an occupation. So it says reigneth over the kings of the earth. So now, let me give you the video. The title of the video was put up by Open Minded Thinker Show, which I subscribe to. As you can see, EU bows to pressure, takes powerful action against Israel for the first time. So if they take action against Israel, ultimately they're against the U.S. The number one backer of Israel in this war is the U.S. is the U.S. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.